Hi, everybody. I was merrily chatting away there, only to realise I didn't have my mic plugged in. Pilot Ruby says, hi, how's your day? Going very well. Patrick McDonough says, can I stream Sype? I've never done it before. Unless you're on the Scalespeeder private gaming servers, you might find that a little bit difficult. Okay, so we are looking for, today, an aider. Let's just make sure we've got food, we've got drink, we're good to go, we got a flag. Yeah, so what we're looking for today is a aider ready to go. Now I think I can I think I know where I am. Do I know where I am? Right, yeah, I'm in Krasnostav, aren't I? That's where I am. Right, that's where we ended up yesterday. So let's see where the next... Okay, so we should head north. That looks like the way to go. Yeah, we'll head north. That's what we'll do. Good evening, Moxie. Hope you're feeling better. Patrick says, how do I do that? You have to basically be a member of the private server, which is $2 a month, and it's PvE only. So yeah. So what we have is we have a really nice community of people who enjoy playing lots of different types of DayZ, and one of the types of DayZ they like playing is PvE only, and that's what the Scalespeeder gaming private servers are for people who just want to build bases, explore, fight against the game, if you like, but not necessarily against other people all the time. Let's go. Any fruit on the ground? Yep, there's an apple there, isn't there? Oh my god, it's an apple that actually looks alright. Is he going to let me pick it up? Gosh, a non-rotten apple. I don't see that very often. Now, I wonder if that's because of some of the changes I made to the XMLs last night. See if there's any more. Nice crunchy apple. Used to have an allotment many years ago, and on the allotments there was quite a few apple trees, and on plots just up from ours there was a pink lady apple tree. Oh my god, the apples! Just the guy used to say, look, this thing was a really good apple tree. It would produce so many apples. He would say, look, just take what you want, because otherwise they would just fall off the tree and rot. But you just, on a nice evening after you've been working on the allotment, just to pick a fresh apple. Because I know if you live in more exotic parts of the world, you have also have oranges and lemons growing. In England we don't have. I mean, we have blackberries, don't we? Raspberries, and I guess you could say strawberries as well, couldn't you? At different times of year, but the good old apple, introduced by the Romans, of course. Just fantastic. With Pink Lady, oh, they were like sweets. They were like sweeties. They were amazing. Pilot Ruby says, this is my first stream, but I love the videos. Oh, thank you very much. I don't stream that well. I do stream quite a lot, but not for very long. Patrick says, sounds fun. I'll check it out. Patrick Madonna, how many people pay the $2 a month? Quite a few. Rob Lancaster says, good evening. Patrick says, and how often do you play? How often do I play on it? Well, so with the Scalespeeder gaming private servers, which are PvE only, so it's if you want to learn the game, and you don't want to get shot while you're having a go at building a base. And I also mod the servers, so the Chenra servers, so it's a little bit easier. There's more food, there's more weapons, more building materials, that sort of things. and Livonia is just vanilla. So Livonia is I haven't mucked around with Livonia this season. I've just left it as it is. And we have servers for Xbox and PlayStation, Livonia and Chernus for both of those, and we have Chernus servers for, well, Chernus server for PC as well. And generally, it's, for me, it tends to mostly be a single player experience. I mean, yesterday I met up with Rossi, who somehow got himself killed, not quite sure. A couple of days ago I met up with Moxie, which is cool. What the hell is that noise? Rob says, if you have a minute, could you help me? I have a server on PC, done the mods like I did on PS4, but when I reinstall there is no box to untick, so it just reverts all I've done them confused. Oh, it can be on PC. Mingo says, nice stream, thank you. Patrick says, you've got to keep refreshing the page, Rob. Do I? Right, okay. What the hell is that noise? Sounds like a dog. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Right, let's see where this road ends. Alright, ends up at a radio station, I think. But the map in DayZ is so huge. I mean, I've put a lot of time into DayZ, but there's loads of places on Chernus I haven't visited. I've got to get back to Livonia. I've got to get back and start exploring Livonia. I mean, there's whole chunks of Livonia I haven't even got close to yet. Whole chunks. Patrick says, once you switch the page with the box, you've got to untick keep refreshed. Rob says, the option like on PS4 to revert them isn't there, so there's nothing to stop them reverting. Brian Martin says, can I get some tips for early game? I never played this game before. Okay, so... Right, okay, so modding on PC first, we'll talk about that. So, once you've got your files installed, that's it. And then on Nitrado, you've got advanced mode, and then you've got the normal mode. You'd have to look at the videos, because I can't remember off the top of my head. It depends what mod you're putting on, whether you need advanced mode or not. Ooh, bottle of water. Have we got any? We have. Suppose we could. Okay, so tips for early game DayZ. I've just done a video about it actually. If you go back a few videos, you'll find one on how to find food and drink. Alright, let me just check the map though, just to see which way I need to go now. Okay, there should be a river. No, not a river, there should be a path. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here we go. Look at this. Read which way to go. Okay, brilliant. So we go this way. So early game DayZ is just all about getting your priorities right, which are food, drink, a bag, a knife, and some better clothes to keep you warm. And I would always say, when you spawn in, eat the peach or the plum or whatever it gives you, or a can of Coke, whatever it gives you these days. And Once you've hit that, stay on the beach. Just run along the beach until you can see a lot of houses further inland. And as you're going along the beach, look for the little boats, because around the boats you'll find stuff. If you find any stones, pick them up, because you can open cans. If you find a couple of those, you can combine them to make a stone knife. Oh, nice view. Just gotta stay on the path. Yeah, so keep going along the beach until you see like a town inland. Then go into town, and the thing I'd say is just go at the pace I'm running here. See how I'm, just jogging along. Don't sprint. You want to conserve your energy, and then go and have a very structured way that you loot the town. So be careful. You don't really want to run into any zombies, but if you do run into zombies, you just want to be punching them in the head. Or if, for example, you've got a can of food, it's one of the best melee weapons you can have, a can of food. Or you can hit zombies with almost anything. But your fists will take them down if you hit them in the head. Maybe go into first person mode so you can hit them in the head like that. And then just be very thorough when you're going through the town. Do every house, do every shed, do every garage. Don't and work your way along. Because is it Rob Hole, the guy who made DayZ? The ethos behind DayZ, right, by the people who make it, is that when you find a can of beans, you should be incredibly happy in DayZ. It should make your day. That's how hard it is to find food in this game, So don't be put off by the fact that you can't find anything and maybe you'll die of starvation. You'll have times where you'll find cans of food, but you won't find anything to open the can of food. But that's DayZ, But if you can get through that first hour by being very thorough with your looting, then it's very good. So be thorough, loot through everything. Remember, you can open tin cans with knives, can openers, screwdrivers, wrenches, axes, crowbars. Loads of things will open cans. If you find any water bottles, just empty them straight away. Don't drink from them. The only thing you want to drink from are cans of Coke and Pepsi or Kvass or water pumps. Don't drink from water bottles. If you find a water bottle, put it in your hands, look down and empty it, and then fill it up at the next opportunity you get. And then if you can get enough stuff where you've had something to eat and you've had something to drink, what want to do then is you really want to try and figure out where you are. And so one of the most powerful tools you have is the iSurvive map. So if you go on your laptop or your computer, look for IZURVIVE and register, make an account. And to find out where you are, all you do is just go to a road. Well, to say the town you're in, go along a road out of town, and it will tell you which town you're in. You can look for that on the iSurvive map, and that tells you where you are. And at that point, what you want to try and do fairly quickly is start heading inland. Alright, so pick the nearest town that's inland and start heading inland, because there's a lot more loot away from the coast as you move in. Now don't go push too far. What's a belt that? I've already got a belt. Tactical belt. What belt have I got? I've already got a tactical belt. Oh well. If you're on public service, stay away from the military bases, but just push inland. The gloves are very important. If you kill any animals like chickens, make sure you clean your hands afterwards with some water. Either go to a river or pour the water from your bottles onto your hands. Don't eat with dirty hands, you'll get ill. If you're wearing gloves, it doesn't matter. Ooh, that's very exciting. Okay, that is very, very exciting. Right. This is very exciting. Yes, right, okay. So I was having some problems with the server where stuff wasn't spawning in all there. And magazines didn't have bits on them, but as you can see, this KAS has spawned in with a magazine that is almost full and all the bits on it, so that I know therefore that the mods are working. So that's very good. I'm very pleased with that. So I was a bit worried about that. I checked the files and they seem to be right. But what had happened was when I first uploaded them. Right, there's another gun there. See, that FX45 doesn't have one, so there's still some old stuff hanging around that hasn't spawned in yet. Okay, hasn't despawned yet, which is fair enough. Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, I am pleased. I'm very pleased. I mean, unless this gun's been hanging around since. But yeah, that's cool. That's brilliant. We shoot some zombies. There were some zombies. Yeah, so then head inland, and if you find a spade, brilliant. Because then you can think about if you find some seeds. Oh, this is a zombie. Oh, I'm running out of space. So that is a 5.56 by 45. Does that go in the M416? I've got enough mags for the M4. Right, see that LAR mag, that's almost full, so that's definitely worked. Right, where are we? Yeah, and then what you find with DayZ is once you get inland a little bit, you don't have to go too far inland. You'll start finding lots more loot, and you get in a situation like how I'm in now, where you'll find bandages, you'll have tins of food, you'll have a canteen full of water, you'll have spare food, you'll find a can opener. I've got 2 knives. I've got loads of shotgun bullets. Okay, you probably won't find that many because this is a public server. But you'll have enough stuff where you can then start to think about, okay, I'm not worried about surviving from hour to hour now. I can think about, right, what do I want to do long term? Right, see, there's something without the bits on it. Okay, so there's still stuff hanging around without bits in it. Like there's another one. So that stuff hasn't despawned yet. Guns sound great, don't they, DayZ? They sound really good. Any more? Okay, so. Oh, let's catch up with the chat, because you guys have been racing ahead. Any new customized XML file capabilities of 1.09? I have done some, yes, although I couldn't find any info. On the subject, Rob says, I couldn't find it in your videos and just the basic building cars up, etc. Patrick says, go to playlist. Patrick says, watch everything to do with servers carefully. I have no experience with the PC, so I have no idea, says Patrick. Rob Lenker says, I'll have another look though. Yeah, I have done some PC stuff. I've done how to install the expansion mod on PC, how to install the community framework mod on PC. I think I did how to install Winter Chernarus and how to install the no stamina mod, or sorry, unlimited stamina mod. problem that I've kind of come across is that it's quite labour intensive doing mods, and the more mods you do on your server, the more work you have when there's an update. So, then you have more chance of something going wrong, which obviously could be a problem. Which I came up on this update. You know, that's what I'm still really testing this update. We kind of did a live test session really with everybody on the private server, which is a bit naughty. But plus, I'm not sure whether this update. I think Bohemia Interactive have made quite a few changes to it that have affected the way that the loot economy works. So, not quite sure whether some of that is good or not. Right, where are we? So we take the left-hand fork. And I would always say, you know, the less you change, the better, to be honest, I think, with DayZ. Because one of the things I was thinking about, maybe going forward for the mods that I do on my PlayStation and Xbox servers, was to make them really, really simple, to simplify everything. And what I was thinking was using the model that I've used around the vehicles. So what happens is on the Scalespeeder Gamer private servers, the reason why I'm looking for an Ada is that the idea is that the Adas spawn in ready to go with all the bits on them and with a load of building stuff in the boot. And that's a relatively easy XML change to make. I should be going through the trees actually. Here's another beginner's thing. When you're going through the countryside, always run through the trees. It's a good idea on a public server to stay off the road anyway so people can't see you. But also you're looking for mushrooms. Don't eat the rotten ones, but fresh ones are great. Also in fields as well, around the hay bales, you'll find mushrooms, and they can be the difference between life and death. Look out for fruit trees, like earlier. I don't know if you saw where I found that apple, but you'll kind of get used to what a fruit tree looks like, and they look like they do in real life. So as soon as and they tend to be in orchards or in lines because they've been planted. They put a lot of thought into the way they do the map in DayZ. What's this over here? You know, it's just little things like this, these little log piles, because you know if you go to the Czech Republic, I think that's for Bohemia Interactive, when you go into the countryside, you will see this is what is there. You know, they based everything on real life. It's amazing. That's why it's so unbelievable, DayZ. Work of art, I think, DayZ is. Absolute work of art. I mean, basically what they've done, this is... Yeah, see, that's still got bits in it. You know, this is Google Earth brought to life, and then zombies have been put in it. Right, see there, right? These cows. If you have the opportunity when you're a fresh spawn to take down a cow or a sheep or a goat or even a deer, you know, the big ones, they are so full of food, these things. It keeps you going for days and days and days. Now, as you can see in my backpack, I've got steaks, I've got tactical bacon. Oh, I've got the deagle as well, haven't I? I forgot about that. You know, I've got more than enough to... But I could... wanted to... take one of these babies out. Make sure you've got a knife. And you get at least 2 big lumps of fat out of one of those babies. Loads of meat. Oh, a spade. So with a spade as well, or a shovel, I could plant my seeds. Hey, and water them with the water from my watering can, or wait for it to rain. And they would magically grow, and then I could eat them. Stuff you grow doesn't have that many calories in it, so right, okay, let's get back on the road now. But yeah, and so if you've killed a cow, or you know, even a chicken, that will give you a couple of chicken breasts out of it. Eat those. That will keep you going for a bit. If you can eat like 4 or 5, that's really good. If you kill a sheep, for example, and cook it, you can eat. If you're a little bit hungry, you can eat an entire sheep, all the meat, all the fat, and you'll be really good. And the thing, another good thing I'd always say is, if you find any food or drink, eat it and drink it straight away. Apart from water in bottles, you know, that you don't know where it's come from. Get it inside you, because those little icons you see in the bottom right corner, when they're full, the little bottle or the little apple, it doesn't mean that you're full, it just means you're not feeling hungry. So you want to keep on eating, because obviously if you eat it, you don't have to carry it, and so it doesn't affect your stamina. So that's another thing I would say. Fatal says, do you have a public community server on PS4? I don't know, but there's loads out there. Don Sibley has some really good ones. Matthew says, so I want to make a server for just me and my friend that's easy to get food and water. I change everything following videos. I've got zombies to give soda and cars full ready. That would be a good... Yeah, I mean, that's a really good way of doing it. If you give food and drink to all the zombies, you know, so, well, most of the zombies have a can of food in their backpack or a drink, then you can farm the zombies. That's quite a fun way of doing it then, isn't it? For food like 20 to 100 more or less. Yeah, you know, so you don't go mad. You know, if something's got a nominal value of, I don't know, 80, you know, you would change it to, I would also add 50% on. So change it to like 120. You know, that would be good. And then what if you want to be really careful about it, then you make sure that you go through and things like, say like the dress shoes, or any of the clothes that you know you're not gonna, nobody's ever gonna bother wearing, that you only ever use for rags. Take out a load of those as well. So you're putting stuff in, you know, more food, things like that, but you're taking other stuff out. Haha! Haha! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! What's going on here? This area looks like it's been stripped. Definitely, okay. It's definitely got nothing in the boot, has it? Oh well. So much for that one. I think it's knackered now. It's red, that means it's knackered. Brilliant. That means it should despawn. Got no more ammo for that gun, so we'll leave that. Let's go in this house. Where was the door? I want 357, don't I? That's for the Magnum. It's 357 in the Magnum, isn't it? 357 here. Okay, so we have found an Ada, but it's not for us. So where could we go next? Where's the next Ada? I think we have to go north. Wait a minute, where am I? I've lost where I am. Let's get inside. I want to figure out where I am. Right, we came out of there. We went up there, we went down there. Right, okay, yeah, I know where I am. So. I think north is the call. Funnily enough, if we head exactly north, we go through Severino, and we can head back that way. Johnny Threeball says, hi, do you have events on your PS4 server? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. It's something that I'm working on, that I'm thinking about doing. But not at the moment. It's really quite, you kind of make your own fun. It's really people that base build and they explore and sort of chill out and do stuff. That some people come together and help each other and do stuff. It's quite a small community, you see, so you kind of left to your own devices. It's single player DayZ a lot of the time. The fact, I mean, I personally, I've said it many times. I think that when you buy DayZ on your PlayStation or your Xbox or even on your PC, you should be able to play DayZ by yourself locally. You shouldn't have to go onto a server. You shouldn't. If you want to play it by yourself, you shouldn't have to hire a private server. It's crazy. Because you can play it by yourself on PC relatively easily. You just install it on your local computer. Oh look, I forget about these places. It's a fun fair. Woohoo! Let me in. Shotgun shells, boonie hats, the best boonie hats. Very PUBG this, isn't it? Very Dino Land. If you know PUBG, you'll before they ruined it. Saying that, PUBG on PS4 has got hundreds of, well, tens of thousands of new players now. So I'm definitely going to be another booty hat. Okay, so keep on heading north. How often do you wipe, or do you wipe and keep people's bases? I like to build. Good evening, Douchey. So the wipe used to be every 3 months, but this time I've extended to 6 months, and I think that might be what we do. Might be. So the next full server wipe, unless of course we have to do one because Bohemia Interactive tell us we've got to do one. The next full server wipe will be at the end of the year. So there's plenty of time to build stuff. Let's take our vitamins, stop us from getting ill. We're just going to head north. Heading into wolf country now. I think one of the advantages of being on a server like these is the fact that you can just practice, you know. It gives you the skills when you go on to a public server, is that you've had the experience of base building, you know, you've had the experience of surviving, making fires, catching, you know, cutting animals up, just staying alive, you know. That way, when you're on a public server where your main threat is other players, you know, you don't have to think about that sort of stuff because it comes naturally. You know, you've got your looting patterns down pat. You know how to stay alive on Chernarus and Livonia, and then you've just got to add in staying alive when it comes to not getting killed by other players. Let's put some meat in our backpack to make. Oh, I can't do, can I? Oh, here they come. It's our old friends. It's our old friends. Let's see if we can get somewhere a little bit more defendable. Here we go. Hey. So I think we can stand on. Ooh. Hello, doggy. Look, close, you bastard. Close. Okay, let's get dried off. Let's fix this. Alright, let's drop some stuff out of my field vest. So we can put our meat in there to stay warm. That gonna warm us up. Nice. Guess while it's raining we might as well have something to eat and drink. What should we have? Baked beans? What do you reckon? And we'll have some peaches for dessert. And let us dry off our trousers because they're probably soaking wet, are they? Yeah. Put them back on. Right, good. We're nice and warm. We've got dry clothes. And we've just killed a few wolves. Should we cut them up? Should we take their fats? It's a shame not to. We'll definitely take the fat from each one. So there's a little hint and tip for dealing with wolves, you see. You're actually better off not trying to shoot them because it's too hard because they jump around. Just swing your axe around like a madman. And they're really easy to kill. Alright, can't. What don't we need? Oh, my knife is a bit fucked anyway, so let's drop that. So we could do. What food have we got left? Let's eat this. I think you can eat fat raw. I could be wrong though. I'm not going to take the risk. Canned sardines. Right. So, where are we? That is the question. I'm not really sure. Where's my compass? North. Guess that's probably Nagno up there. Or Nagurno. In fact, I bet we're going to run into the water pump, if I'm right. And the good old compass, whether it be this one or be the brass old-fashioned compass, they are your friends because they enable you to do this sort of thing. Yep. Navigate cross-country, which is really important when you're on a public server because you don't want to be... Oh, some boots. Do I need boots? Damaged, yes. I mean, wellies aren't the best thing, but they're better than damaged boots. What's that there? Gas stove. See, you find things like the gas stoves, you think, I've never really used a gas stove. Just as I drop my axe, a zombie decides to say hello. Good night. Okay, our stomach is full. Oh, and I almost forgot my axe, which would have been a very bad thing. I don't know why I'm going in these shops, because I haven't actually got any space to carry it. Ah, there's 2 flags. Oh, no. Oh, damn. What flags are they? Okay. That's the Chenarusan flag, that, I think, isn't it? So they're fairly boring flags. Damn. Oh, well. You get excited by a flag. It's because it's new. Okay. Right, so head left up here. Like here, see, these are fruit trees. See how they're kind of organised a little bit, aren't they? They're not random. So this is where... There you go, there's a pear. Looks a bit off, though. Yeah, it's rotten, so we're not going to bother with it. But when you're a new spawn, they can be the difference between life or death. There's another one. An apple. A fresh apple as well. Although my stomach is pretty full, so I've got to be careful and don't make myself ill. See, these are fruit trees. Dum, 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 dum. Apple, there's another one. Oh, it's rotten though, so we'll leave that one. I always think it's a bit cruel. If you go up to the, you can. There are apples hanging from the trees, but you can't. Yeah, you can't eat them. I don't think we're going to have any luck looking for a car. So does that road go up there? It does, isn't it? Okay, so there's nothing here. Let me make sure I've got the right loot up. Yep. Let's catch up with the chat. Matthew says, I was looking at the map group Proto and it has loot max. Should I touch that at all? And if so, what would be a good value to make the loot max? You don't know, you don't need to touch that. Glad to see someone on PS4 streaming, DayZ. Found your channel recently and I have been pretty impressed. Thank you very much, Mike. You used to be able to eat fat raw as long as you took multivision, I believe. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you're probably right there, dude. But I'm well hydrated and well nourished, so I won't risk it. Yeah, I guess the majority of people are streaming on PC, aren't they? But the beauty, I mean, DayZ as well. You know, it's not a. Okay, it can be a sweaty game, can't it? But it doesn't, you know, the way I play it doesn't have to be. So I can chill out in the computer room, relaxed, with the controller, not worrying, playing it on the TV, and DayZ is the perfect game for that. I don't know, I don't need to loot anything, I've got everything I need. Why am I looking for stuff? Okay, so let's have a quick look. So this road goes round to the left. Oops. I love the fact that a zombie has a sewing kit on him. You know, I guess he was a dump that one. I guess he was a tailor in his previous life before he sadly succumbed to the apocalypse. Well, if you're in the stream, this is where I've got to do my YouTube a bit. If you're in the stream and you're watching, or you're watching this after the fact, please hit the like button and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that. For a second there I thought it was an Ada. Well, it is, but it's a wrecked one. You can live to cluck another day, chicken. I'm not interested. Okay. Okay, okay. Well, we're going to end up right at the top of the map here. Right at the top of the map. Why not, eh, there? It's probably a good time to... Good place to... We'll get to the top of the map and we'll probably end the stream. This is where we get into real wolf country now. I do like this part. I like the north part of the map, and I like the western part of the map. In Chernerus. Really in yeah, Chernerus. Very good. Very atmospheric, you know. Yeah, I think that idea, you know, we were talking yesterday about the idea of having, you know, the radio station, Radio Zenit, that's on that mountain. Well, it's not on a mountain, it's on a hill, isn't it? If you could go up there with like a generator and fire it up, and then around the map you could find cassette tapes, and on them would be like Eastern European pop music and classical music from the 1980s or the 1990s, whenever DayZ was set. I think it was like 80s, early 90s, wasn't it? And then maybe you could even find like a Walkman, and then the battery. There's probably a mod for all this, isn't there? There's probably mods on PC. So, or you could just have a ghetto blaster. You could be running along through the countryside, playing some Czechoslovakian pop music. That would be so cool. You know, and it could be a way of announcing that you're coming to people. You know that you're friendly because you're listening to pop music. Don't think there's any helicopter crashes around here. So again, what I should be doing is you run off the side of the road, and that enables you to look for mushrooms. Because if you do stuff like this, where you're constantly looking for mushrooms, constantly looking for apples and eating them, you never get to a situation where starvation could be a problem. Yeah, these Adas definitely aren't spawning in. This is where the Adas should spawn in. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Right, let's go over the top of this hill and we'll see the sunset off the edge of the map. There it is. The edge of the world. As the sun goes down. Right, peeps, with the sun going down, with the sun setting over Chernerus, with me being at the top of the map and a long way to go to the place where I would go to next, I think I'm going to call it a night. So thanks for everybody for coming along. And spending a little bit of time with me in DayZ. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully I've answered some of your questions. Let's catch up with the chat. Mike H used to be able to. Oh, you know that. Mike H says every DayZ player must take more loot. Yes. Operator 13 DayZ lifetime membership is awesome. Sony. See the campaign checks. Mike H says, well, I'm off. Gonna get online. Been playing Dark Zone Season 2 a lot. Pretty decent server. Have a good one, brother. Thank you very much, Mike. You enjoy. Matthew, thanks a lot. Thank you very much, everybody. So thanks everybody for coming along, and I'll see you all again soon. Good night.